안녕하세요, 루슬라이브입니다. 오늘 읽어볼 책은 제가 정말 좋아하는 제클린 쓴 작가님의 Lizzie Zipmouth을 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Lizzie Zipmouth. Do you ever play with dolls? Don't worry. I don't think it's at all babyish to like dolls. I played with my dolls up until I was about 10, though I didn't really tell my friends just in case they teased me. I think it's so sad that lots of girls stop playing with their Barbies and Barrettes by the time they're 6 or so. I still love dolls, even now. They sit in special places all over my house. I've got a doll with brown glass eyes and ringlets called Mad Alice, who's over 150 years old. And she reclines decoratively on my Victorian case lounge. I have another gentle Victorian China doll called Mabel, who sits up straight in her own little chair. There are carved wooden dolls and soft cloth dolls and a row of my tiny plastic baby dolls arranged on my shelves. There are 2 characters in this book who love dolls too. One is Lizzie, and the other is her very first great-gran. She can be very, very scary at times, but somehow Lizzie isn't frightened of her. Lizzie won't talk to anyone, but she will whisper to Great-Gran. Later in the story, it's Lizzie's turn to help Great-Gran to speak. Lizzie is a little bit like me when I was little, and Great-Gran is a little bit like my mom. Lizzie Zipmouth, Jacqueline Wilson, illustrated by Nick Charlotte. To Naomi with many thanks. Chapter 1. Do you ever have nightmares? I had such a scary dream I didn't want to go back to sleep. It was just starting to get light. I sat up in the bed and looked at Mom. Her hair was spread out over the pillow. I wish I had lovely long hair like Mom. Sometimes she lets me brush and comb it. I can do it in a funny top knot. Once I put it in plaits and Mom looked just like my sister, not my mom. I haven't got a real sister or a real brother, but today I was getting 2 new sort of brothers, Rory and Jake. I don't like them much. I was getting a stepdad too. He was called Sam. I didn't call him anything. I didn't like him at all. I frowned at my mom. I took hold of a little clump of her hair and pulled. Ouch! What are you up to, Lizzie? Said Mom, opening one eye. I was just waking you up, I said. It's too early to wake up, said Mom, putting her arm around me. Let's snuggle down and have a snooze. I don't want to snuggle, he said, wriggling away. Mom, why do we have to move in with Sam? Mom sighed. Because I love him. I don't love him, I said. You might one day, said Mom. Never, ever, I said. You wait and see, said Mom. I think you're going to love being part of a big family. You and me and Sam and Rory and Jake. I don't want to be a big family, he said. I want to be a little family, just you and me in our own flat. We had fun together, Mom and me. We went to football matches, and we shared big tubs of ice cream and we danced to music. Sometimes I stayed up really late, and then we went to bed together. I didn't like nighttime because of the bad dreams. I dreamt about my first stepdad. I hate stepdads. I've got a real dad, but I don't see him now. He stopped living with us ages ago. He doesn't come to see me, but I don't care anymore. My first stepdad doesn't come to see us either, and I'm very, very glad about that. He was a scary monster stepdad. He pretended to be jolly and friendly at first. He bought me heaps of presents. He even bought me a flying Barbie. I always badly wanted a Barbie doll, but Mom never bought me one. She thinks I'm too girly. They're too girly. I like girly things. I loved my flying Barbie, but I didn't ever love my first stepdad, even at the beginning. When we went to live with him, he was still jolly and friendly when he was in a good mood, but he started to get lots of bad moods. He started shouting at me. I tried shouting back, and he smacked me. He said I got on his nerves. I certainly got on my nerves. He said he didn't like me. I didn't like him one bit. Mom didn't like him anymore either, especially when he shouted at me. We laughed at stepdad. We went back to being just Mom and me. We got our own flat. It was very small and pokey, and the bathroom had black mold. And the heating didn't work, but it didn't matter. We were safe again, Mom and me. But then Mom met this man, Sam, in a sandwich bar. They had lots and lots of sandwiches. Then they started going out together. Then I had to start going out with them at weekends, even though I didn't want to. Sam's sons, Rory and Jake, came too. They didn't see their mom anymore. They seemed to like my mom, but I didn't like their dad. I don't want Sam to be my stepdad, I said, again. It's not a bit like the last one, Lizzie, I promise, said Mom. I love my mom, but I don't always believe her, even when she promises. Lizzie, said Mom, oh, come on, don't look like that. Don't we have fun together when we all go out, the five of us? Mom had fun. She lurked about with Sam and sang silly songs and talked all the time and held his hand. Sam had fun. He laughed at my mom and sang with her and told her these stupid jokes and put his arm around her. Rory had fun. He played football with Mom, and she taught him how to dive when we went to swimming. When he couldn't choose between pizza and pasta at the restaurant, he was allowed to have both. Jake had fun. He had sweets all day long, and Mom gave him a musical toothbrush so that all the sugar wouldn't rot his teeth too much. He brushed his teeth all day long, too. He had 13 beanie babies that he carried around with him. They all had to have their teeth brushed, too. I didn't have fun. I thought Jake was a silly baby, and it wasn't fair. Mom didn't mind him having his beanie babies. Boys are allowed to be girly. But I didn't like Rory much either. He pushed me over when we played football. I don't think he meant to, but it still hurt. And he splashed me when we went to swimming. He didn't mean to do that. I certainly didn't like Sam. I knew he wouldn't be jolly and friendly for long. I was waiting for the shouting to start. He kept trying to make friends with me. I just looked down at the floor and I wouldn't say a word. I decided not to say a word to anyone. 영상을 시작으로 해서 이제부터 영상이 끝날 때마다 시를 한 편씩 읽어보도록 합시다. 제목은 마음의 온도는 몇 도일까요? 입니다. 우리 집이 이사 가는 날. 새로운 동네는 어떤 모습일까? 공기 좋다. 코트 옆에 물도 있는데 나무가 많아. 민들레야 안녕. 소망의 병. 만약 투명한 병에 담고 싶은 게 있다면 따사롭고 눈부신 햇살이겠지. 마음이 추운 사람들에게 한 줄기 햇살마저 아낌없이 선물할 것이다. 그리고 환한 달빛도 모아두겠지. 어둠이 무서운 아이의 창문을 달빛으로 두드려 어둠을 손으로 열게 할 것이다. 만약 투명한 병에 담고 싶은 게 있다면 따뜻한 바람이겠지. 밤하늘에 떨어져 있는 엄마별과 아기별이 꼭 안고 잘 수 있게 바람으로 밀어줄 것이다. 자, 그럼 다음 영상에서 만나요. 안녕.